No, we won't be opening until it's solved. We think this is a much bigger problem. The border is a much more dangerous problem. It's a much bigger problem. It's a problem of national security.
Our next guest agrees. Her son Dominic was killed by an illegal immigrant driver who had a record of drunk driving convictions. Sabina Durden is the director and founding member of Advocates for Victims of Illegal Alien Crime. She joins us via Skype. Sabina, thank you very much for joining us this morning. First of all, share the story of your son and how it impacts what you do today.
Good morning and Happy New Year to you. Dominic was my only child. He was 30 years old. He was very popular. He worked for 911 Sheriff's Dispatcher in Riverside, California. And when he was killed 6 years ago on July 12, 2012, it tore my world apart. My family was ripped apart. And I didn't have any help. I didn't know where to go, what to do. The DA lied to me. The judge wasn't doing the thing he was supposed to do. And the killer got away with a misdemeanor and served 35 days in jail.
Wow.
And after I came out of my shock, I realized there are so many more that are that know my pain, that lost a child,
Yes.
a father, husband because of an illegal. And a group of us victims, angel moms and dads, we formed AVIAC because we wanted to be there when that happens, like with that young sheriff in California.
In California. Absolutely. Yeah. So the man that killed your son came illegally from Guatemala, convicted twice of driving under the influence, yet on the streets, unfortunately, to kill your son that day. When you see the president standing firm the way that he is, saying, I'll keep this shut down until I get funding for the wall, your reaction to his stance?
I'm giving him a standing ovation. He needs to stand his ground. He promised us that, and he's doing what somebody should do for America who's in power, and all the politicians should actually stand with him instead of trying to dismiss him and call it immoral. It's immoral not to build that wall and protect other Americans from having the same fate that I suffered. It also works both sides, because if you build that wall, they won't come. They will know they can't get in, and the children that died from the other side, they wouldn't have died. So it's a win-win for both sides. And Schumer and Pelosi, you need to stop playing Russian roulette with our lives and get that wall built.
It's a fair point. Speaking of Chuck and Nancy, they were supposed to be in a briefing with Kirstjen Nielsen, the DHS secretary. She tried to present some facts. They cut her off 6 seconds in, didn't really want to hear it. Here's some of the facts that the Homeland Security Secretary was trying to relay that have now been made public. First is the amount of drug seizures in fiscal year 2018. 1.7 million pounds of narcotics. In 2018 alone as well, 17,000 adults with existing criminal records that came across the border, 3,700 known or suspected terrorists prevented from entering, and 6,000 gang members apprehended. Sabina, when you see those numbers, how can you say that it's immoral to have a wall, or it's ineffective to have a wall, or we can't afford $5 billion?
That's exactly it. I don't understand it. Here are the ashes of my son. Does Nancy or Chuck have to have the ashes of their loved one before something is done? I don't get it, how you can be so blind. And I don't think they are blind. It's the bigger picture. It's the big money. There are other reasons why they are so adamant of not building the wall while they're funding other foreign governments. It's insane.
So you think they're blind to the reality, and there's politics being played here?
I think politics are being played big time. I don't think they're blind. They're very smart. They wouldn't be where they're at. So I appeal to them. Don't let another Dominic happen. Don't let another Ronald Singh happen. It's time to stop this slaughter and stand up, be our hero, be America's hero. And you have to love Americans more than you hate the president or dislike the president.
There